Okay. Am I back? I have no fucking clue at this point. Looks like it. That's weird. What happened there? Oh, I know what happened. No, not that video. Okay, cool. So that's a thing? What the fuck is happening? Please give me money. Look how sad I am trying to figure this out. Jesus fucking Christ. Uh, yeah, I'm here. Wait for the signal. I'm bad. So you're gonna do all of the things that I normally do. Clean, go to work, all those boring tasks. Okay? I'm gonna go explore the galaxy.
Hello. I can't see you. Okay, I can hear you. I'm also on your Twitch in another tab. Oh, whoa, I can hear myself now.
I can hear. So now I'm on video, and hopefully they can hear me.
Discover card. I just got my cashback match.
No,
Is this for
no
real?
ads. I'm not getting paid for that.
Is this for real?
Okay, so now we're going to do this. Hi everybody, I'm still Ian, and I'm still trying to figure this out.
I'm still Ian, and I'm still trying to figure this
Okay,
out.
hi. So there's Sophia.
Figure this out. Hi. This is out. Hi.
All right, I think you're technically on, Sophia.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna click some stuff, and you can talk for a minute so I can make this stuff work properly.
Okay.
This
Also,
I just told you to speak, and now I'm actually going to introduce you like a proper person should. So this is my friend Sophia. I met them when I was doing the oral history project that led up to the Pensacola Punks. They were in Sour with Aaliyah and Cynthia, and we did a band interview, and I really got a crash course perspective on what it was like to be 17, 18 in the punk scene in Pensacola, something I haven't had to do or think about in a very long time. And honestly, between Sour and Dicks from Mars, I got a whole new perspective, not only of just the Pensacola scene, but just uh, the world in general, because I had been so isolated in college for about 4 or 5 years that, it's easy to lose touch when you're just studying all the time. So with that being said, this is Sophia.
hi.
So I guess the question is, how long have you been playing music?
Since I was very small, when I was 6, I asked for a guitar, an electric guitar for Christmas, and it was as tall as me, and that's when I started playing.
What kind of guitar do you remember?
Yeah, I still have it. It's a Lionel, like Walmart brand, and it's missing most of the strings, and it's covered in Pokemon stickers.
So you still have it?
Yeah, I still have it.
That's I sold mine for way too cheap, but I also never played it, so it wasn't really worth it to keep mine that I had. I got mine at like 14 or 15 or 16. Whenever young people get guitars.
hmm
Um, what do you remember the first song you wrote, and are you embarrassed by it?
Yes, both. My first song that I ever wrote was, oh, the first song I ever performed in front of anybody that I wrote was with my friend Reagan in the second grade, and it was called Lip Gloss, and it was a rap, like not like Lip Gloss by Lil Mama, but like I do remember most of it, and I remember being like, yeah, this is sexy.
But one of the new songs you just came out with is called "Pull Up." It's a
Yeah.
really good song. I really enjoyed it, and of course, you've been doing your own videos, or at least some of your own videos, and they're always really intriguing to watch and look at. And you definitely have a good eye. I guess the question is, do you want to say anything about it before we show it?
Yeah, I filmed it on Snapchat. I have nothing. I am in the middle of a pandemic, and I needed something that was going to be able to like let me record with audio, uh, and then I would sync the audio later, like when it's like in a better sounding way. So I filmed the entire thing on Snapchat in the alley of my apartment building.
I I've heard of a lot of DIY approaches to filmmaking, and I think I've encountered most of them in my time. I've never used Snapchat as that, so that makes it that much more impressive.
Thing.
Well, why don't we take 3 minutes and we'll watch this real quick. And let's see. Okay, I think I can make this work in one go, so we're going to do it now.
I don't think I ever liked you, but I think I fucking want to for a while. I
trusted you too much. You grew up to me in the last little while. If I hear Sophia and going back to song, I'll know I wasn't wrong. You sing so low. I'm heavily on your mind. You're heavily on my phone. I need to evacuate. Pull up, let's talk about it. I think you're afraid of me. That's why I'm pushing buttons. You're insecure. Pull up, let's put your lights out. I wanna fucking see. Words that I would say harder. Let me see your
Let's pause that real quick so it doesn't do another ad. And okay. So again, I just really like that song. I mean, it's you've got a way with melodies. And I'm not a music person. I really love music, but it just, was never good for me. Or
Hello.
never easy. Hello.
Hi.
I'm assuming you're
Hi.
sick, right?
Ian, your mic is off.
Oh, of course it is. Why would anything go right for me right now? All I was saying was, I really enjoy that song. You really do have a way with melody that just hits my ears right. And between Sour and so Team Non-Existent, is that just a solo name or is that a band you are currently in?
Yeah, Team Non-Existent is just me. I just get uncomfortable about my own name sometimes, so I go by a stage name, which is Team Non-Existent.
Okay. But yeah, whether it's that Sour or just, I think you've put stuff out on your own name, but whatever it is, I'm always checking it out. I think I currently still have Blue Bloods on my phone downloaded, so those times in the hills up here where I don't have service, I always have some sort of music, and that's at least in the rotation somewhere.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Before we talk to Sid real quick, because they're gonna talk with us about Blue Bloods, the other song you came out with this year, or was it this year?
I think so. It might have been like late last
Okay.
year because we haven't put out a music video as Sour since Do You Want to Come Over came out.
So crap. No, the last question I guess was. Yeah, screw it. We already talked about Sid. Let's bring her on. That's weird now. Are they
Hey,
there?
Sid. Yes.
Hello.
see if I can. There's that. Okay, so we just need to change the window capture on this real quick. Skype 1. There you are. Make sure there's
Hello.
just making sure there's no like personal data on there or anything. Emails that you don't want out. Doesn't seem
I
like
hope not.
it. No, I think you're fine.
We just have your address like plastered on the screen.
Can you guys
So-
see that my icon is like Will Byers and I'm back in my Will Byers era anyways.
I'm just resizing the video real quick so everyone can see you. All right.
Cool.
And I'll put that one there. There we go. Okay, so Sid, you did Blue Bloods, the video for Sour, basically saying how you all felt, how Sour felt about police in general.
Uh-huh.
And if I remember correctly, it is using The Sims.
100%. It is
Okay.
100% made in The Sims 4.
How do you do
Yeah.
something like that?
It was kind of crazy because you have to be like the writer, the director, and then you have to build all the sets and all of the cast members. So it was like it was really intensive. It took a lot of time to do, but I've been playing The Sims a lot since I was like a kid. And Aaliyah like caught me doing it and was like, Aaliyah, the other member of Sour, and was like, you should do something with this. So I spent, I don't know, I want to say like it took about 8 hours to make all of the vampires
Hmm.
because I had to go in and like take my friends' faces and basically modify them by hand to fit into a sim. And then I had to write the plot, or at least the scenes I was going to get. And even then, I did all of that, and then Premiere stopped working, and I had to use Windows Movie Maker. So I had to like work with what
I'm
footage
so
I had.
sorry.
You know what? It still turned out really fun in Windows Movie Maker, so I'm not like mad. I think it added to the effect, but I was like, it's like halfway through it in Premiere, and it just decided to stop.
Yeah, I wouldn't wish Windows Movie Maker on anyone. Like,
It's okay. I had fan video experience, so I did not
okay.
have a problem.
I mean, do either of you want to talk about what Blue Bloods is about? How you feel about it? Do you still feel the same way?
It's definitely like a favorite. It's really just about like it was kind of brought to me as this like epic story of vampires killing cops. And it was so exciting to like bring that to have some kind of like narrative with it. I don't know, it really resonated with me when it came out. I was listening to it like on loop, singing along to it. So like getting to make the music video was like a treat.
Oh, that's interesting because at least for me, it seemed like they came out so close together. Or am I just wrong about that? Like,
Well, I also know Aaliyah really well, so like I had, I maybe had some, bestie time with Aaliyah. But I mean, they came out kind of close to one another. I
Okay.
think it took me a few months to make the video because I am doing it all on my old computer and just like was piecing it all together. So it took a few months.
I'm pretty much envious of anything animated like that. I keep trying to dip my toes into animation, and the best I can do is like it's never works out for me. I think part of it is I don't have the patience for it. I can sit for
Well, the
3
good thing
hours.
about
Go ahead.
oh sorry,
Go
I was
ahead.
gonna say the good thing about The Sims is that the animations are all in there. You just have to, time them.
Oh, okay. See, I guess I just don't have the Sims background, so that's where I'm really lacking.
I wanted to say that I actually wrote Blue Blood like when Sour was still in our first generation, like before our hiatus. I wrote it a really long time ago, like I think in 2018. But then like I don't know, we were talking about coming back and like what song we wanted to come out with, like as our like we're back song, and Aaliyah brought up Blue Blood and was like, I would really like that song. We are gonna use it for Flamboyant when it was just Aaliyah and I in Flamboyant, but then I for some reason saved it. I don't know why. And I guess it was so that Sid could make a badass music video about it.
Yeah, but I mean, as great as the music video is, the song's also just really good, and I mean, it
It's
really
so good.
came out in a time right after everyone's pretty much pissed off at the cops more than normal.
Right.
Like,
That's, we were, we didn't want to feel like we were like taking advantage of the situation because it was really like, not, it was just a coincidence that we were coming out with a song about cops during the height of I mean, Black Lives always matter, but the height of the Black Lives Matter
right,
movement last year. And like, that's why we decided to like go with the charities that we chose, was because like, we are not the oppressed ones in the situation. Like we want to help those that are oppressed. We don't have a huge platform, but we want to use the one that we do. So I'm glad that it came out when it did.
yeah, so was I. But then again, it could have come out in 2018, and I still would have enjoyed it. So,
Thanks.
why don't we? I feel like a MTV host that doesn't know how to use technology. Because like now, why don't we go watch the music video?
Yeah.
Eat you alive. I love the boys in blue. I'm gonna take you by the neck and take the life right out of you. Run, baby, run, baby, run, baby, run. You think that you're safe 'cause you haven't had a gun. Show the world, baby, take away the fun. Fire a little piggy like a bastard son. Taste your skin, cleanse your eyes. Let's see how fast pig you fry. Let's see how fast pig you lie. When you put little piggy in ties, I'm gonna eat you alive. I love the boys in blue. I'm gonna take you by the neck and take the life right out of you. The living dead will love the new blood for you. Oh, 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 new blood, you're so rare. Dump it down, put it down, put it down. Kill the innocent just for fun. Make the public completely numb. Well, I don't want that for anyone. I'll make you skin up, I'll make you undead. I'll let killing come so completely fed. But the blood never comes out red. My teeth serve more justice than lead. I'm gonna eat you alive. I love the boys in blue. I'm gonna take you by the neck and take the life right out of you. The living devil loves a new blood for you. Oh, 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 new blood, blue blood, you're so rare. You're so rare. Casting nomads for a vampire, we're crashing the empire. Casting nomads for a vampire, 'cause we're crashing the empire. I'm gonna eat you alive. I love the boys in blue. I'm gonna take you by the neck and take the life right out of you. The living dead will love the new blood for you. Oh, 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 new blood, blue blood, you're so rude. I'm gonna eat you alive. I love the boys in blue. I'm gonna take you by the neck and take the life right out of you. The living dead love the new blood for the crew. Oh, 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 new blood, blue blood, you're so rude. Blue blood, blue blood, blue blood.
And that is just fantastic. Okay.
That is
So, that was Blue Bloods. Blue Blood or Blue Bloods? Now I don't know.
Blue blood.
Blue Blood. Just a singular blood.
Just one blood.
Just one blood.
Just one.
That's all you ever need.
That's all I have.
Well, thank you for joining me in this hectic clusterfuck. Trying to figure out all of this technology and getting it wrong and sending you 3 different types of directions on trying to do something. So thank you. But no, I thank you so much. This was all I asked you today, and you basically jumped at the chance and were super excited. You wanted to bring in Aaliyah and Sid as well, and I'm glad we at least got Sid to talk about the actual music video and everything, because it really is like, again, I'm jealous of anyone who can animate, but then like to do something like that it looks like Sophia and Aaliyah, and it's like, no, this is actually their animated adventures is pretty cool. So, do you guys have anything like coming up or something you want to promote? Twitter, YouTube, whatever the case may be.
Actually,
Yeah.
yes. There hasn't been an official announcement yet about this, but I'm literally flying out tomorrow, so somebody should say something. Um, uh, I will be in Pensacola, possibly playing some sort of backyard show at possibly some sort of bug house on the 3rd of July
Well,
with
hopefully
There
these
There and
bugs are
Your
dead.
Fault. They might be.
I literally texted Aaliyah. I was like, "Can we watch 30 Rock this week?" And she was like, "I'm literally going to Pensacola." I was like, "Oh man, I forgot."
I mean, because there's been no announcement made, I'm not gonna say definitely, but I mean, I am flying down tomorrow, so God, please.
You know, she's going. It's gonna be great. I'm with you in spirit. I'm
Yeah.
working in practice.
Well, that's exciting.
Um,
And Sophia, so you could be on YouTube with either Sour or Team Non-Existent.
Yes, I have a link tree in my Instagram bio. It is linktree/sourboy. And it has everything that you could possibly need. My SoundCloud, my Bandcamps, all of them, my YouTubes, every single thing.
Okay, cool. And Sid, are you working on anything or anything you want to share or put good vibes out into the
um,
world?
I just graduated college, so I'm just trying not to,
Congratulations.
completely flop. Thank you, thank you. Well, I hope one day I really want to make a buddy comedy with Aaliyah and Sophia about Sour, and I'm hoping we can work on that. Um, I just did a episode of The Hate Watch, a new podcast by Clara Higgins, about Glee, where I also promoted the Sour music video, and I'm honestly really proud of it. It's just a funny little podcast about why Glee is the best and worst show in the world. But
I
that's
did
really
watch
all the
the
like
first
professional stuff I've
season
been
and I
doing.
enjoyed the first season, but after that it was just, oh, okay, no, sorry, it's
Yeah,
a little
well,
too
I was watching
much.
it with Aaliyah at her house, and it was so funny because Aaliyah's girlfriend hadn't seen it, and Aaliyah and her other roommate and I would be like, "Oh, and this is when this happens, and this happens," and Aaliyah's girlfriend would literally be like, "Guys, don't spoil Glee," and it would always make me laugh so hard. But no, yeah, it's crazy because I spend all this time with Aaliyah, and then I'm like listening to Choke like on repeat, which is my favorite Sour song, and then I get out of the car. And like I'm at her house and I'm like, oh fuck, you made this. Like it's always very bizarre to me. Yeah.
That's great.
Thanks.
Um, well, again, congratulations for graduating college. It is super awesome and also totally sucks because then now you have to go face the real world.
Yeah. It's
Well, thank you both again, and I know I'll talk to you sometime soon. I always talk to Sophia fairly regularly through the apps, and always telling her she's doing a great job because she is. Uh,
Thanks.
so thank you both. I'm gonna hang up on you now, but it's nothing personal. Okay.
All right,
All
bye.
right,
Thanks.
bye. Thanks. All right. First guest is done. Wasn't a complete nightmare either. Not the interview, just making the interview actually happen. So, hi Instagram. Hi, my one person on Instagram. Just so you know, if you want to hear full interviews or watch the clips, you should go to Twitch or YouTube. I know for a fact they're working there. Facebook is supposed to be working, but it's not. So before we get into another guest, I am going to let you know that the reason I'm doing this live stream, or part of the reason I'm doing this live stream, the first reason is I know tons of cool people and I want to talk to tons of cool people. specifically when technology is working, and makes it a lot smoother. But even with that, it was a fun chat to have with Sophia and Sid. I had not met Sid before, so I didn't really know anything other than the fact that Sophia said that they made the Blue Bloods video, and I love that video. But the other reason we're doing this is because I'm doing a fundraiser. I am trying to raise funds for upgraded equipment, new and more equipment. I'm trying to get stuff that will, new cameras, new stands, new lights, to try to make this new history project that I'm going to start very soon going, and to make it as best as possible. So if you're familiar with me at all, you know I made a documentary called Pensacola Punks. I did I did 23 or 24 or something like that oral histories with 30-something people, and captured, recorded, and archived all of their stories. So I have a copy of all of the oral histories. The Voices of Pensacola, which is a local history archive there in Pensacola, Florida, has a copy, and now the 309 Project also has a copy of all of the oral histories. And I really wanted all of those preserved, and to stand the test of time, or as long as technology lets it stand. So that's what I'm currently doing. You can go to yoricklives.com/fundraising. And you can see all of the tiers that I'm doing. This is all basically done like Indiegogo and Kickstarter and all of those other crowdsourcing websites. However, I'm doing it completely independently, because this way there are no fees for you, and there's just getting the website on there. There's no fees for you, and that there's no middleman, because we don't need a middleman. Because why am I paying someone to hand money over when you can use Venmo, PayPal, send me a check, do whatever. Just, I mean, even if you just let me pledge, or if you just pledge like, hey, I get paid next week, you know, that'd be great. But I'm trying to raise between $2,000 and $2,500. And one of the caveats for me doing a fundraiser, because I hate asking people for money, is trying to figure out a way to take some responsibility upon myself, because I don't want to just ask you for money to raise things that I'm doing. So I am matching every dollar that is donated. I am, whatever's donated, I am matching out of my own money. The way I've been describing it is, this isn't just a fundraiser for me to get a bunch of stuff. This is a fundraiser in a partnership between you and I. You help me get some equipment that I can't afford on my own, and I make amazing and cool stuff that hopefully you'll like. If you go to the website that's listed here, yoricklives.com/fundraising, don't know how to change the color right now because I'm talking, but if you go to that website, there's a slider, images, and it shows you off all the tiers. Stops at $5, goes all the way up to $500, and it lets you know everything you'll get in between. The Twitch should just be, if you just search The History Ian, you should be able to find it. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to build this partnership. I'm trying to give stuff to people that right now I can't afford to make. Excuse me. Also, I think that another way of looking at it is anything that you donate is also essentially a pre-order. If you look at all the tiers, the very low tier goes, you get a sticker pack and a digital copy of my first zine, which is called Through. And it's just a photo zine from all the places that I've been to. But anything beyond that, you will get physical objects for. It could be future copies of zines. It could be, personalized drawings, photo prints, anything like that. And what you're doing is you're doing a pre-order for stuff that, again, I can't just afford to buy right now. But I'm just at the creative wall where I want to do more. And I want to do more, but again, I'm just limited in what I have currently. So that's what we're doing. I am going to call the next person, but in between that, I'm going to show you what came out of the first documentary that I did. This will be the first 6 minutes of Pensacola Punks, and gives you an idea of what I was able to do with these stories, and the kind of story that I was able to tell, even with, in my opinion, while I did 20-something interviews, it wasn't enough. I kept trying to do more, but I did all this entire project in 5 to 6 months during my final semester of grad school. So I definitely want to continue doing oral histories, and that's a whole different aspect of what I want some of this new equipment for. So here is a clip, again, the first 6 minutes of Pensacola Punks, and enjoy.
I just have a real simple philosophy, because when you get deconstructing what is what, who is who, it's more like, man, are you real or not?
I don't think that there is a 100% textbook definition of punk, but there is, but you know, there is a line that you can draw where it's like kind of accepting each other and not being a complete dick.
It's an attitude, definitely. It's speaking your mind, being yourself, trying to be as authentic as possible of a person.
In the very beginning with us, I think it's the same as it is now, which is people that want to do their own thing and don't worry about, if people are judging them or what they're thinking about them, because they're individuals and they're good with that.
How do you explain what the ether and space is? That's punk rock.
When I was a skater kid, I might consider myself like a punk rock kid or whatever, but I think it's more about just like the ability to kind of be yourself and hopefully not be judged.
I don't know, I think it's whatever you want it to be, as long as you're not like a hateful person. Like, it's like I feel like Nazi punks aren't like actually punk, because it's just like, you can't be like hateful like that, you can't be a terrible person. It's not what the movement's about.
Is at its best is that it's a very inclusive place, for people. It's a very inclusive place for nonconformists, for people that don't fit in a lot of other places, people that feel that that they don't fit in the mainstream.
This simple concept of doing it yourself and kind of rebelling against what you're fed to do or believe, and you can just kind of take it in your own, and you come to find out that so many people are also like that, and they make music and they make art.
Freedom of thought, doing your own thing, and it just happens to involve a genre of music.
Punk rock isn't something that you can live off of, it's something that you are.
It's something you're a part of. You have to do it, right?
Not really being concerned with what other people are going to perceive you as because, you know, you're punk. Fuck you, you're punk.
I think to be punk, to me, is to stand up against a system that not everybody can be a part of, to make a new system where potentially anybody could be a part of, and to make space for the people that society will not make space for.
Let's make whatever we are, let's make that punk. Like you know, that's my spiel, that's the way I resolve it.
But punk is just, to me, being yourself, not putting up with shit. Fuck it, let's play some music. You know, we'll band together and rally together as we need to.
The word itself went in a direction that doesn't have anything to do with where it started from. And so I think it used to be, about unity and community.
So I guess it's just like finding like other people that are like rolling around in chaos and creating this like community. Because I guess punk is community to me. That's what it is.
All right. I am now trying to get the next person on, but once again, technology is being difficult. So, we're going to continue while I try to figure this out. And I'll just show you one of my favorite shorts that I did recently. Because that's why you're all here. So here you go. Do you like cats? Do you wish you could attract more cats? Are you lonely? Do you? Well, worry no more, because I'm Ian Hamilton and I'm going to teach you how to sing to your cat. Step 1, pick a cat. Here's one. Step 2, pick a part of the cat. These are his feet. Step 3, pick an unrelated adjective. Like herbaceous. Now, put it all in a blender and mix it up. And then you want to drink it all up. Oh God. And now you're ready to sing to a cat. Look at your little bunny feet. They're so herbaceous they smell like basil. Oh God. And now you're a cat song expert. you know that when you're in a coma, it doesn't actually feel like you're in a coma? I don't know how long I was asleep. They tell me how long I was asleep. I wake up and I have to figure out if I'm the same person or not.
That's natural for a pathetic human.
Oh, what? Alright. Where was I? Oh, yeah. The end. And now my book is complete. Wait, what? I don't want to be evil.
I'm coming.
What the I've had to come to grips with my life before the coma. I never thought of myself as an evil person. But I was working for an evil corporation. My work was pushing them forward. But ever since I woke up, there was this giant weight lifted off of me, and I felt like I could be more, I could do more, I could be better.
So, nothing out of the ordinary then?
No, well, I have been having nightmares lately. Before it was every so often, but over the last week or so, it's been happening every night. I wake up in a cold sweat, terrified about what's coming. But within a few seconds, the memory's gone. Perhaps that is your subconscious holding on to one last thread of your old life. You should face your past fears to negate their power. Is there anyone or anywhere you've been avoiding since you woke up from the coma?
Well, it took you long enough to finally come down here.
Who are you?
I am all the parts that you try to get rid of. You thought you could just get rid of me by doing all sorts of good things, but here I am, still doing evil.
This is over.
Psychic fight!
Alright, we are going to try calling Chad. Hopefully we can make this work. Apparently he's not online. So I'm just gonna keep talking. Until we get him available. So what I'm trying to again attempt with this is trying to raise funds because I want to create more zines, I want to do more photo prints, I want to buy a better camera so I can do more short videos like what you just saw. The last one you just saw was actually, the movies are obviously a sequel, but it was done for the Northampton Open Media Film Sprint, and a 7-day film sprint. And what they do is they give you a handful of prompts, and you have to create a short film within 7 days, including all of those prompts. And so with that one, it was the interesting aspect of having to make 2 movies, one of which being the sequel for the other. And if you are on Instagram, I recommend switching over to YouTube, because apparently it seems to be the only one that wants to work. Oh, Twitch is working again, so you can try Twitch as well. But yeah, so that's short. It's apparently those are the only ways you'll be able to see calls if I can actually make them work, and the videos that I'm showing currently. So that one was I made in 7 days. It was actually the first, within the first year of after moving to Massachusetts, which happened shortly after finishing the Pensacola Punks documentary. And I really enjoyed it. Like, actually, there's some of my favorite work in there. Definitely my favorite effect, if you were able to see the melting bunny. It made, it was definitely still my favorite practical effect I've ever done. But also the psychic fight in general is pretty cool. And I had a lot of fun with it. The middle film that I showed was what did I show? No, I don't remember. Oh, the first one was How to Sing to Cats, which is one of my more recent videos. I was able to put that together within a couple days. Definitely went for that cheap public access quality to it. Definitely Tim and Eric inspiration, even though I've never really watched Tim and Eric. But I had a lot of fun with that because basically any project I do, I try to find ways to throw my cats into. They are always a little more interesting to watch. And Chad's telling me that Skype isn't functioning, which isn't surprising because why would it need to work on a Tuesday night? I'm doing Skype because Zoom didn't want to work either. I actually could get it to do technically what it was supposed to, but it just came back as a white screen. So I'm, still figuring this out. This is the first one I've done on my own, because this is actually something I sort of do for a job, but there's a small team of people that help figure out a lot of these technical issues that I'm trying to figure out on the fly while also trying to record all of this. So thank you if you're watching. Donate. There's a link right here that will take you to all the tiers, shows you what you get. I'm putting I'm calling them donations because they are, but they're also pre-orders. Every tier, except for the first $5 tier, gives you a physical object. So you're essentially doing pre-orders. You're gonna, depending on how much you would like to donate, you could get zines, photo prints, personalized art, one-of-a-kind prints. And if you go all the way up to the $500 tier, I will make a personalized video for you. I am a videographer, so I can make just about whatever. It can be a short film. It could be a less than 5-minute documentary. It could be if you've got kids, it could be a kids video. Seriously, I'm gonna show the How to Sing to Cats video because it's just a funny video, but I can do things like that for kids because I found out kids really like that video. So it's just something to think about if you would like to donate $500, but either way, you will be a partner with me while I do this because not only am I taking the donations, but I'm matching each dollar that I donate because I feel guilty just asking straight for money, but I also cannot afford to take the next creative step that I'd want to do. Whatever. So, I am sorry, Chad. We're going to get you on at another time. But I'm still going to show a couple of the sketches. So I met Chad when we were doing the we were both on the Voyager student newspaper at University of West Florida. He was the arts and cultures editor, and I was the opinions editor, and I was a historian while everyone else was journalists, because apparently no one wanted to write or edit the opinions section. So someone made the right connection to me, and I was able to do it for a year, and it was really cool. Got to write a lot of cool stuff. Chad and I, now I'm wondering if we did this to Chad's desk or if he helped me do it, but basically for an April Fool's joke, we covered everyone's stuff in newspaper, and now I'm wondering if he was the victim or the co-conspirator. We'll find out on another day. But I'm still going to show a few of his videos because he's part of a sketch group called BitHouse. They put out, obviously they put out sketches on YouTube and I'm sure the other sites as well. But it's called BitHouse, B-I-T-H-O-U-S-E. So we'll watch a couple of those and then I'll see if we can't get the next person Skype to work, Alexandra McKinney, and we'll talk a little bit about history and New Mexico history. So here is Chad and the Bit House.
Welcome back to the Breaking Hour News Minute with your host, Brent Gilbert. Yeah, it's some Gersh news. Yeah, how about it?
Welcome and salutations to the Breaking Hour News Minute. I am your host, Brent Schilbert, your guy who tells you the news when you want to hear it and how you want to see it. Tonight we have a variety of interesting topics, starting with leash law legislation for pet alligators. Some call this a load of crock. To tame this wild subject, we're going to be speaking with reptile enthusiast Slimney Fatty Jenkins, Florida lawmaker Rob Ed Jackson, senior citizen Carlton Flabbergast, and a guy claiming to be the Florida man.
Thanks again for having me on, Brent. I love to be on here, and I got a lot to say about this particular...
I'm going to need you to hold on to that thought, Bob. We've got to cover something a bit more serious first. What happens when they pick on someone their own size? We're exploring the underground world of registered sex offender Fight Club. And for this very exciting topic, we're going to talk to mixed martial arts expert and personal trainer Boxy Punchkins, registered sex offender, unregistered sex offender, registered sex offender expert Fakesy Namesington, registered sex offender and sex offender expert, unregistered, and of course, actor and director Edward Norton.
Yeah, thanks again, Brent. I'm thrilled to be here.
Of course.
Ain't we about to get back to the thing with them alligators?
But first, award-winning show poodles and the men they catfish. Who let these dogs out? Tonight on the Breaking Hour News Minute, we'll be speaking with Princess Squeakles, dating columnist and catfish expert Shanna Bobana, prize fisherman and mullet toss winner Amos Mudmittens, and famed cat fisherman Seamus McSqueakers.
Meow.
Also joining us is a social media influencer whose name I'm not sure how to pronounce. Wait, I'm being told we have audio, so...
Now, the trick is you have to relax the palate, let it rise up through kind of like, you know, the scent of a good wine or kombucha, and then you just...
But before this one goes to the dogs, let's touch on a topic a little more musical. Move over, Hamilton. Here comes Kid Rock's Jackson. Are they the champions, or should we let this free bird fly? With us today is Canadian rock band Nickelback. Now I understand you fellas have a little something to show us. But we'll have to take a look at that in a minute. First, it's time to take a little break. Stay with us.
Man, this is straight thought.
Last time on Pedantic Millennial Sitcom, the characters did some stuff. But this week, they're going to do more stuff. It's the same stuff. Safe, test audience approved, and with more canned laughter than ever before.
Give me back my butter!
Holy on some Gersh.
We now return to the Breaking Hour News Minute with your host, Brent Schilbert, the Subgersh News Network.
Thank you again for joining us. This is the Breaking Hour News Minute, and I am your host, Brent Schilbert. Will a bacon-only diet help you live longer? Experts say, dear God, no, don't try it. For more on this, let's go live to a doctor, a man dressed like a doctor. He's only given us the name Dr. Doctorson. Sounds like a good doctor. And of course, back with us again, a man eating bacon, Sloth Lard Sloth! But let's focus on something a little closer to home. Euros stand not as good as local man led to believe. The euro we need, or the euro we deserve? And we have that local man with us. No, I'm not going to give you my name. And the man behind the meat, Euro cook Sirik Njadrik.
Working here 5 years, haven't got one single complaint.
It was a bad sandwich. What? It was really bad. Wait, is it? Is that him? Is that schmuck?
Hey, this is
Talking
what I
to him?
think of you.
No.
This is what I hear
No,
every
no,
time
you're
you
not
talk.
gonna
you
get
schmuck.
one in on me
Get
after
out of
making me
here.
this piece
Get
of
to your
crap.
McDonald's or your Hardee's.
Boys, I'm going to have to cut you off right there. Before we get freaky and that tzatziki, we're going to have to talk about something a little more serious. Freeze tag or mannequin cult? You decide. Chatting us up, we have a mannequin.
No. Hold your horses for a second. We ain't about to move on. Someone talk about something until we talk about these reptiles. I mean, what in tarnation's going on in this news program, anywho? You don't even do anything. You just bringing people on, and then bringing people on, and no one gets to talk. I mean, who's running this half-baked hootenanny, anywho?
Reptile Man's got a point. We ever gonna say our piece, or we just gonna be shadowboxing with you all day?
I have important ideas.
Yeah, Brent, you can't just hold us all hostage, keep us bringing in guests. I mean, what's it all about?
All right, I get it, and I'm sorry. I brought you all here, and I have no intention of listening to any of you. Because the truth is, I'm afraid that if anyone gets to know the real me, the real Brent Schilbert, more like Brent Schilbert, am I right? The seat on an empty and lonesome shell of the person that I am. And then they'll just say their thing and leave. I don't really have anything to offer. It's not that I don't care about what you have to say. I just don't have any beliefs or convictions of my own. I don't have anything to offer anybody. Except these words. It's not even words. It's not even words. It's empty, futile words. Signifying nothing.
No. How do I do this
Well,
on
this has
my
been our
phone?
edition of Breaking Hour News Minute, and I have, of course, been your host, Brent Schilbert. And now to end this sketch, let's go to a juggalo wearing an episode of the 1990s sitcom News Radio while eating a particularly messy sandwich.
Sorry, Bill. Whatever.
What about me, Dave?
Pretty messy sandwich you got there, huh?
Well, I don't inhale or anything, but I can. I can blow it through my nose.
Well, good for you.
Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe.
That's not how dogs talk to each other. This isn't realistic at all. Work.
That is exactly how dogs talk to each other. Beautiful. Oh, hey Chad, what's up, man?
Doritos, Ryan.
Yeah. So you got the script.
Yeah, I just I don't think I get it. Like any of it.
What's not to get, Chad? Okay, so you get a bag. God, I can't believe I have to explain this. You get a bag with Doritos. You're like, hey, I'm going to open this. I'm going to have a multitude of Doritos, right? One giant Dorito. Just one big ol' Dorito. Do I need to paint you a picture?
I
How does it not work for a sketch, Chad? This is comedy gold. Big ol' Dorito.
It sounds like you're just eating Doritos at your house is all.
See? Right? It's funny, dude. This is quality content. This is gonna be big. Chad? Yeah. Yeah. Dorito.
Is it just me, or are they getting worse at this? Sup, buddy?
Okay, so like, you know how we were talking about sleeves the other day?
What sleeves? Like tattoo sleeves?
Any kind of sleeves, like shirt sleeves, jacket sleeves, vest sleeves.
Vests don't have sleeves.
I mean, maybe yours don't.
None do.
Okay, so like, you know how we were talking about sleeves the other day?
We weren't talking about sleeves the other day.
Okay, well, like, you know how I was thinking about talking about sleeves, but then I didn't because I thought it sounded stupid at the time?
Only at the time?
Well, like, I cracked it. I figured it out.
Figured what out?
The sketch. Chad, the sleeve sketch.
It's a sketch now?
If you ever thought that it wasn't a sketch, you don't know me, Chad.
Dude, how does this make less sense than the Dorito sketch?
Ryan told you about that one? Should be able to get it next week. Then on to the sleeves.
I don't see how we can make a sketch about sleeves.
Chad, don't do this to me. I mean, I already got the sleeves. Chad?
Yep. They're getting worse at this.
Chad! Chad, I've got a great idea for a new sketch.
No. No more. No. 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 No.
Just let me get it
No.
out. I mean, just let me.
No.
Let me,
No. No. No.
just if I say it and you hear it.
No, just. What is it?
Okay. So, here's it. It's everybody pitching you bad ideas for the new sketch.
I don't know, man. Like, I don't think that's enough to do a whole sketch on.
But
And I think Gus Johnson just did something similar.
really? What if we had astronauts?
Astronauts?
Astronauts.
It just has astronauts.
Astronauts.
Just astronauts.
Astronauts.
Now I have to make this.
Yeah.
Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe.
So that was a couple sketches from Bit House. We were going to talk to Chad Sanders, who you saw in there, the bearded guy. But we couldn't get technology to work, which has been the theme for the night. But it did work for the next person, who is Alexandra McKinney. And we're going to bring her on as soon as I reshape some things. Window capture 2. Scap 1. Alright, now it's not. Oh, that's why. Now, there we go. Reshape that. You can unmute now, Alexandra.
I'm unmuted now.
You are unmuted now.
Put you actually in front of me.
Yes. Yeah, you cannot see
There's
me in
a slight-
Skype, but you can see me in all the other screens that are possibly available.
Yeah, and there's a slight delay and it's weird.
Yes, it will be weird. You might want to mute those videos, otherwise you're just going to hear it all.
Yeah, they're muted.
This is my friend Alexandra McKinney. We've known each other for 5 or 6 years whenever I joined the... Because I guess I had classes with you before I started the master's program at UWF, but I didn't know you until I actually got into the public history program, and then we had more classes together. But we've become good friends, and now you are in New Mexico working for the New Mexico Historic Sites. Is that correct?
Yeah, I would say so. And I would also say that you regrettably were the one who introduced me to Hamilton, which I think you regret to this day.
Yeah, yeah. Like I can still enjoy it, but we went on how long was it? Like a 12-hour car ride to DC.
Yeah.
For a conference, and I was like, hey, I just checked out Hamilton, it's kind of fun. We listened to it once, and then I think we listened to it like 7 or 8 more times in a row. It took me about to the third time where I was like, okay. And then eventually
Very long time though before going, all right, I'm over this.
Yes. And at some point, the iPod that I was using decided it just didn't want. It would play everything else, but it wouldn't play that anymore. And then you got it working again. So.
Oh, Jesse got it working again.
Oh,
the other person in the
yes,
group
Jesse.
was like, I will make this work.
So you're here now, and I want to talk about kind of what you do with the New Mexico historic sites, and also the fact that you started making videos for them and how cool that is.
Yeah. Yeah, I am. I'm an instructional coordinator, so I'm an education coordinator essentially. I'm just I'm the museum educator for the 2 historic sites here in southern New Mexico. I live in Las Cruces, so I'm about 45 miles from the Mexican border, quite that way. And so I oversee kind of the education. I work at a historic fort, one of only 2 adobe forts left standing in New Mexico, and then also at a historic house museum, which is not publicly open yet, because the gentleman who donated his home and his wonderful collection, he is nearly 101. He still lives in the house. He's kind of an incredible person. So the house isn't open.
Kind of a celebrity there, it seems.
He is, yeah. He's a little bit of a local celebrity. He was a state legislator, so he's very well known, very beloved. But the house has been closed and continues to remain closed for his safety and protection. So I bounce around a lot.
Good. How did you get started doing videos and whatnot?
It was a little weird. I had kind of an idea. What did I do? I did this thing on my own Instagram page. I feel like it had something to do with soap. I can't really remember, but I did this thing on my Insta stories where I like tracked this project that I was doing at work, and I got really good feedback, and it kind of surprised me. And for some reason, I was like, I could probably do that in a full-length video and people would watch it. And I mentioned it to my boss and she loved the idea, and then it just kind of snowballed. And so we had sort of filmed this video of me making soap out of a yucca root and a yucca leaf. And then we sat on it for like 18 months. I think you were the only person outside of people that I worked with who had actually seen the video in that sort of year and a half before it went public. And so I've done a couple more since then, not as many as I would like, but that's kind of weirdly how it started. It was an Instagram story that people seemed to respond to, and I thought, I'll probably do this.
And you continue to make videos, if I'm not mistaken. If I remember right, you really wanted to be the history version of Bill Nye or something along those lines.
I did. Yeah, I think I first brought that up in grad school. It's sort of been a long-standing back of my head. I think before I even went to grad school, what I wanted to be was the I think what I said was a talking head on the History Channel,
Yeah.
but we don't want to do that anymore. But the concept remains.
Do you have anything like coming up that you're a new video that you're making or trying to get together?
Not for work. My younger brother actually is set to graduate from film school in about a month, and he wants to put whatever I want to do on camera and put it up on YouTube. It's kind of his desire is to not have to. He wants to be able to make films and videos that he wants to make and not sort of be controlled with it. And so he wants to work with me on that. And I took a couple of papers that I wrote in grad school. One that I think I wrote for, actually, both of them, oddly enough, come from classes that you and I took together.
Which classes?
Cold War and Film, which is, I think, where we met.
Yeah.
And then the methods.
Okay.
And I turned those papers into sort of fun scripts that are in my personal tone. And so that is, I know, kind of his immediate after graduation. I want to be able to kind of look at those, make sure they look good, and then film you and produce those. And so ideally that'll turn into like a long form regular thing, which would be in addition to the work that I do. I have no videos set for work. Hopefully as things open up a little more, I'll be able to do them for work more too.
Hopefully.
The nice thing though is that with the ones that my brother makes, I don't have to actually do the editing.
Does make it nice. You told me we're going to watch one of the things that you made, and it is a holiday tradition, and it's the Farolito or Luminarias. So we're going to check that out real quick, and then we can come back and talk about it. I'll just say to you now, you might want to mute your mic because I don't know how to turn your audio off so it doesn't come out. All right, so
I'll mute it now.
Okay, so we're gonna watch this this New Mexico historic sites, Farolito or Luminaria.
Hey guys, it's Alexandra with New Mexico Historic Sites, and welcome to Fort Selden Historic Site. As you can see, I am wearing my mask. I am following all of my COVID-safe practices. Today I would like to tell you about a holiday tradition that we love here in New Mexico. And so that you can hear me better, I am going to take my mask off. The holiday season is upon us, and here in New Mexico, this means many of us are preparing for what I think is one of the more unique traditions we have, the lighting of the luminarias. These glowing paper bags create a beautiful spectacle throughout our state during the holiday season. Now, I know I've already upset a few of you by not referring to these as farolitos. The exact terminology for what these glowing bags are is a significant point of contention among many New Mexicans. It's sort of like the holiday version of red or green chili. Now, where I live in southern New Mexico, we refer to these as luminarias. But if you live in central or northern New Mexico, you're more likely to refer to them as farolitos. The word luminaria translates from the Spanish as little bonfire. Traditionally, luminarias consist of cut pieces of wood stacked in a small square about 3 feet high, just like this little bonfire I have here. This is made out of pecan wood. Luminarias come to us from an older Hispanic tradition, which dates back to the earliest Spanish explorers in the region, who used to light small bonfires as guides along their journey. A December 1590 journal entry from Spanish explorer Gaspar Costaño de Sosa talks about the small bonfires that his group would light in order to get back to their campsite. He called these luminarias. These traditions were later transferred to the Catholic custom of Las Posadas, a celebration of the 9 nights leading up to Christmas Eve. During these celebrations, people would travel from home to home on cold December nights, so small bonfires would be stacked and lit. These bonfires would light the way to the entrances of homes, symbolizing the Holy Family's search for shelter. Farolitos come from a Spanish word meaning little lantern. Some scholars say that the earliest farolitos in the Southwest were Chinese paper lanterns, which were first available in New Mexico in the early 1800s. These were brought to the New World via Manila galleons and traveled up El Camino Real. but the paper was very fragile and therefore wasn't used very often. Regular use for paper in luminarias didn't begin until after 1871, when Margaret Knight invented a machine to make flat-bottomed bags. Now, what was great about this innovation is that the paper bag display did not deplete your stockpile of firewood for the winter. And over time, the word luminaria stuck when referring to the little lanterns as opposed to the little bonfires. Type Farolito into dictionary.com and you'll get luminaria. Type luminaria and you'll get a Christmas lantern consisting of a lighted candle set and stand in a paper bag. So there is an argument to be made for the literal translations of the word. However, this debate is simply one of regional terminology. Even the politicians got in on the debate. In December of 1969, Senator Edmundo Delgado proposed a Senate memorial, and with a vote of 37-3, determined that farolito is the correct term. However, noted New Mexico historian Fray Angelico Chavez, when asked about the terminology, is said to have responded with, whatever. Regardless of which term you use, I think we can all agree that the result is truly magical and a vital part of the holiday season here in New Mexico. While they represent different things to different communities, making and setting them out brings neighborhoods together. So luminarias are easy to make at home. You take the flat-bottomed paper bag and you're going to fold the first about 1 inch on the top down. Now I like to fold it like this first. It makes it a little easier to fold the paper bag outward as well. It gives it a little bit of a crease. Now you're going to fold it like this because what it does is it reinforces the top and helps the bag stay open once the candle is in it. And if the bag tears a little bit, that's okay. It always tears with me. Then, like that. Then we're going to put just a little bit of dirt into the bottom of our bag. And then take our votive candle and stick it into the bag. There you have it. Now, a word of caution as always when it comes to fire. Be very careful with the flame. And you also don't want to light this on a windy day because you might set your bag on fire. Typically, around this time of year, at many of our historic sites, we are preparing for events showcasing thousands of luminarias and farolitos. Here at Fort Selden, we call this annual event Las Noches de las Luminarias. And on the screen, you're going to see some pictures from previous year's Las Noches de las Luminarias. These photographs were taken by Stan Ford, Jimmy Plain, Tom Conley, and the drone pictures are courtesy of Robert Paquette. Now, right now, state-run museums and historic sites are temporarily closed due to the COVID-19 pandemic. And as a result, our holiday events that take place on-site have been canceled. But we do have some virtual programming taking its place. Now, we know you're disappointed, and believe me, we're disappointed as well. But the beautiful thing about this tradition is that it is easily recreated at home, even if you don't live in New Mexico. So this holiday season, let the light shine in the darkness. And remember that for many, these glowing bags represent hope for a better future. From all of us here at New Mexico Historic Sites, I would like to wish you a safe, happy, and healthy holidays. Bye-bye.
And hi, we're back. I think you're still muted. You are not muted anymore. So that's your video. Farolitos or luminarias. Yeah, it was really good. I know through our conversations that you, one of your favorite things to do is to film outdoors where you have no control over the light or the surrounding sounds and yes. It was only mildly distracting, but no, it really wasn't. It just showed you were doing it outside in the real world.
Here's the irony of that is that in the middle of all of that, I forgot to turn my mic on, and so half of what we filmed then was completely muted. So the reason why the entire angle just shifts halfway through is because we had to then race out there and refilm it again before it got totally dark. And that's part of also then why the angle, we didn't pay attention to the angle, and that's why I then look particularly small next to that wagon.
I mean, I think you look small next to any wagon, but yeah, you are now an official filmmaker, because I think you're not a filmmaker until you've gone through way too many technical issues for just something you're like, this should be simple. We can knock this out in like 20 minutes.
Yeah. It was yeah. That was a nice reminder to always turn the microphone on.
Yes, I always recommend that. Here's a cat.
I don't see a cat. There's a cat.
There he is. So you're gonna be making more videos sooner or later when things start to open back up.
Yes.
And you're gonna do a project with your brother, which sounds really cool, and I can't wait for. But what else are you trying to do right now?
Survive.
Yeah. You're in Las Cruces right now, right? Or are you in Albuquerque?
I am. Yeah. So no, I'm in Las Cruces. So it's I would say it's been crazy hot, but it's been crazy rainy. So I don't know that I can go with the. It's not really been the desert the last few days.
Interesting.
But we needed the water badly.
Yeah.
So
Send it up to Albuquerque where my mom is. She'll really appreciate it.
my family did say they got rain today, so
Okay.
maybe she got.
Maybe she did.
I know they're far from one another.
Yeah. No, yeah, they're pretty close.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think of what else I've done recently.
Are you excited about trying to go back into grad school anytime soon?
I will not be doing that. Nope.
You learned your lesson the first time?
Well, I never had intentions of going
okay.
beyond 1 degree. That was always the 1 degree and I am done. So that probably won't ever happen. I mean, never say never, but
Right.
I don't think so.
Cool. Well, thank you for joining me for this. Super last minute, and it was trying to overcome a bunch of this stuff, but I'm glad you were able to talk. And we're happy we showed you video. And where can people find you? Is the standard question at the end.
People can find me if they want to find my New Mexico historic sites. They can go to NM Historic Sites. And then otherwise, actually, that's probably really at this point, NM Historic Sites. I will plug because I think the other YouTube stuff at this point, the other videos will probably be on my brother's page, which is Luke McKinney. He's got some pretty great stuff already up there. He's got a great video called Neighbors, which I do think I shared with you.
Yep, I saw it. It was good. Quite good.
And then he just released a music video for a carpet cleaning company here in New Mexico, which is great.
Yeah.
I will say that you can find me at NM Historic Sites and on YouTube at Luke McKinney, mostly because my other stuff is privatized.
Well, that's fantastic. Thank you. I will talk to you soon. I know we're always sharing messages, but maybe we'll try a regular talk sometime.
Sounds fab.
All right. Thanks, Alexandra.
Bye.
Bye. All right. So with the exception of not being able to get a hold of Chad through wonky internet, that's pretty much all I had planned. And thank you for watching this. As you can see, there's a link down below. You can't click on it, but you can go to it. It has all the information about why I'm raising this money, what I'm trying to do, trying to just get this new oral history project going. There's no theme right now, unlike the Pensacola Punks one that I did. That obviously had a punk. Theme to it. But this one is literally, I've just started interviewing cool people I know, and so the more I can raise, the more better equipment that I can get, I can make these interviews look even better, but then potentially also go out and interview even more people, besides in the little bubble that I am, or when I just happen to be traveling anyway. So my idea is eventually I want to travel everywhere and record everyone's stories. So go to the website, check me out, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, probably most active on Instagram or Twitter. But you can find me all of those at the History Ian on almost everything. Of course, all my videos are on YouTube. This will be on YouTube, and eventually, the next time I do this, which will be sometime shortly, to help promote this fundraiser, I will have a better, more concise stream. So thank you very much. And I love you all for watching. I really do. Hope you have a good evening. Thanks.